Hello my beautiful students, how are you today? I hope you're having a lovely, not so hot day. So I get asked this one question a lot, that Zenith, I want to sound like an American, a Canadian or a person from the UK when I speak in English. पर किसी को पता नहीं है कि ये achieve कैसे करना है. The easiest way to sound like a native English speaker is to use the expressions, the idioms, the phrases that these guys use in their everyday conversation. And today I have for you 15 sentences that you can use in your everyday conversation to sound more like a native English speaker.
That's what he means.
Also, you guys, if you are somebody who has problems with finding a speaking partner who doesn't have anyone to speak in English with, definitely do check out this video of mine where I can be your speaking partner and you can practice your English conversation with me. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. These are the video chapters for today. I will give you a homework at the end of it, so make sure to follow along. So what do you say when you meet someone you do know? Nice to bump into you. To bump into someone means to meet someone unexpectedly. So for instance, if I meet someone unexpectedly, I would say, "Oh, it's nice to bump into you." Or, "I bumped into your sister at the mall." You use this particular expression when you know someone or you know of them. या तो आप उस इंसान को जानते हैं या आप उसके बारे में जानते हैं. Now, if you know this person but you haven't met them in a long time, you can say, "It's been a minute." It's been a minute. Been a minute you say when you haven't met a person in a long time or you haven't done something in a long time. In this particular case, haven't met them. This sentence you can use after using the first sentence. Our third sentence is, "How have you been?" Now remember, B-E-E-N is not been. You don't pronounce it as been. You pronounce it as been if you want to sound like a native speaker. How have you been? Now this fourth sentence you use when you meet someone you have heard of. आपने उनके बारे में सुना है, or you have connected with them over Instagram or other social media platforms, but you have never met them in person. It's nice to finally meet you, or it's great to finally meet you. Now this fifth one is a little informal. Speak of the devil. This is a sentence that you use when somebody appears right after they have been mentioned in a conversation. इसका हिंदी equivalent है शैतान का नाम लिया और शैतान हाजिर. For example, say a friend of yours has given a great presentation or a colleague has given a great presentation and you were talking about it and he shows up right after the conversation. You can say, "Speak of the devil, we were just talking about your excellent presentation." This is a great way to make someone feel included, specifically if you were giving them compliments behind their back. Our next sentence is, "I have heard so much about you." This again makes the person feel really good, and also just say this when you have actually heard some good things about that person. A sentence for this can be, "Hi, I have heard so much about you." And a great response to this is, "All good things, I hope." Now the last one, number 7. This is a nice way to say कि भाई हमें नहीं पता आप कौन है, right? I don't know who you are. This also leads the other person to introduce them to you. It avoids any awkward situation, basically. You know, when you have one person you know and you're talking to that person and with him there's another person standing and you have no idea who that other person is and you are not talking to that person because you don't know that person. So in that case, in that particular situation, you can use this sentence. "I don't believe we've met before. I'm Zenith." "Ah, nice to meet you." So our next section is to catch up with someone you know. आप बस ये जानना चाहते हैं कि उसके साथ क्या नया चल रहा है. So what are the ways to ask that in English? What's new with you? This is a way to let them lead the conversation and to let them feel comfortable enough to tell you whatever is going on in their life, with their friends, their family, their partners. It just helps them open up because you're giving them space to answer whatever it is that they want to talk to you about. We also have number 9, let's catch up. Now, this I guess is great if you meet a friend in a family function or at a place where you cannot talk to that person openly or freely, but you do want to talk to them later and know what's going on with them. This is the best sentence to use in that case. Example, if I meet someone at a family function and I am really busy, so I'll say, hey, let's catch up tomorrow. Okay, so these are all the ways to start a conversation. Our next section is dedicated to how to end a conversation politely without sounding rude. Wow, look at the time. I better get going. The next way is to make an excuse by mentioning a plan. I've got to run. I have an early start tomorrow. It basically tells the other person that you have plans tomorrow and you have to wake up early, so you want to leave. Now, if you really want to get out of a conversation, this is your best line. Hey, so I'm going to get another soda. Can I get you anything? And then you walk away. Our next sentence is, it was great catching up. Let's talk again soon. Okay, so these last 2 sentences you use when you are enjoying a conversation but you have to leave for any XYZ reasons. Sorry to cut this short, but I have a meeting coming up. Let's talk later. The last one is, let's pick this up later. Pick this up means to continue the conversation. You can say, let's pick this up later. I'll text you. That means let's continue this conversation later. I will text you. Alright, so these are 15 sentences that you can use in your everyday conversation, and they are great if you meet someone new or you want to catch up with someone or you want to get out of a conversation and you want to do all of these things sounding like a native English speaker. Alright then, so your homework is to use at least 1 sentence every day in your conversation. If you don't have a situation where you can use these, then just make random sentences standing in front of a mirror, but use these expressions every day for 15 days. I appreciate you being here. See you in my next video.